Hey everyone, Chris from Bitrate. This is part two of our interview with Twitch legend Samazing, who happens to be just a delightful human being, by the way. If you haven't seen episode one, I highly recommend that you do that first, and I'll put the link somewhere around here. I don't know. Also, if you would like to show us some love and support, consider hitting that subscribe button and leaving us a comment letting us know how we're doing. We greatly appreciate it, and we appreciate you. Anyway, without further ado, here's part two of that interview. Later, gamers.
No.
Golf is a lifelong process.
Not for me. It's going to be a one-time process when I hang out with y'all.
It gets easier with beer, promise.
It's true. It's very
I'm
true.
cool with just like going to a range and just whacking balls because I'm not going to have any accuracy. I'm just going at it like Happy Gilmore, like foink.
Okay.
See how far I can get it.
Legit.
Just start throwing it. It's fine.
Exactly.
It's far cheaper
keep
that
going.
way, by the way. Just getting a bucket of range balls and a case of beer.
And a
Why
hockey
not?
stick. Yeah.
Why not? Yeah, sure. All right. So when you're not hanging around in your own stream and hanging out with your people, you're obviously hanging out in their channels when they're live, right? Like I've seen you in mine, I've seen you in Chris's. I'm sure we'll see you in Joey's when he starts streaming a little bit more. But what other channels do you find yourself in, and do you go hunting for new channels?
So I pretty much will lurk in, like, when I go on Twitch at night, usually I'm not actively watching Twitch. So I will, go open my tabs, look at, all the people in my follow list, be like, yes, 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 open all these tabs, right? And then kind of let it ride, and I'll, do, research something or game or like just whatever I'm doing. Or sometimes just leave the computer on and not even be on the computer. So I like a lot of people in the acting community that I've met that are smaller streamers. I'll definitely put a lurk up for. I think One Side Panda is probably one of my favorite nighttime streamers, as is P Stabs.
They're both super rad people. Yeah.
Yeah. And they're, amazing people, really good streamers. And they're really good friends. So a lot of times they'll play like together and they stream on different days. So like on like a Wednesday night, Panda will stream, but he'll play with P Stab. So it's like I kind of get the best of both worlds there every day when they're playing together. Hamsta, Riot, I'll leave a lurk up for you guys for sure. And just like different people from like the acting community mostly. During the day, it's almost exclusively Activator and Faye Razzle, who's an Overwatch streamer who is one of my favorites for sure. I love his humor. He's so funny and he's so like into the game, and he's so good at teaching people about the game, which has helped me a lot. Just like because he's a support main, when I play support, I'm like, what would Faye do? What would Faye do? What would Faye do? So he's helped me a lot. I'm a moderator there as well, so it's a good time. The guy that actually got me to come to Twitch originally was an Overwatch player from Australia. His name's Creator. And Tyrannon, both of them were the two main people that brought me to Twitch, so I could watch their streams on Twitch from
I love
YouTube.
Cray. That's
Cray
awesome.
is like I think Tyrannon was my first sub, but Cray was close second, and
Nice.
I'm still a sub to Cray today.
Yeah,
So you'll find me watching him. He's fucking hilarious. I love
Stash.
him. Stash is on point. I could get lost in his channel forever. I kind of stopped so much when he was playing Fortnite, just because Fortnite is not my jam.
I agree.
But like anything else that he does, like I'm usually there for. I love him. And lately, I've got to say, it's kind of a guilty pleasure. XQC has been fun to watch for me lately. I kind of like the trolly, edgelordy kind of humor that he has. It's good in small doses. But yeah, so he's kind of grown on me a little bit lately too. So.
All right. So I was gonna say of all the people that you've sort of surrounded yourself with, who do you or I guess do you draw inspiration from channels that you watch, or like for your own channel, or like does that happen just organically by you streaming all the time and seeing your own stuff? Like where does a lot of that stuff come from?
I think it's a good bit of both in a way. Like I don't like to look at a channel and be like, I want that, so I'm gonna have that kind of thing. Like I want it, like I'll see something and I'm like, I like that. How can I fix that to be more what I want, and go from there? Like I'm not gonna ever just copy somebody.
Straight
That's wrong.
steal
Don't
it?
ever do that. Yeah, that's unless it's like an open widget on like Stream Elements or something and everybody can access it. Don't fucking do that. Okay. Nobody out there, don't do that. Okay. But like I'll see something, I'll be like, I really like that effect, or I really like that, animation, and it'll like get the gears turning. And I'm like, I could go here with that to where it's original for me, but sparked by that idea kind of thing. But yeah. And then also like if I get an idea like that, like I'll show somebody like Red Seal. Like I said, he is literally like my person when it comes to streaming text, streaming anything. So I'll bounce it off him and be like, what do you think? And then from there, it'll bounce off him. And then by us like ping ponging this idea off each other, it will come to like this totally different thing. So like, he's my biggest support in that, like in channel originality. And just making things personalized and entertaining and not a clusterfuck.
I was gonna say, like back in the day, like Jared and I used to watch Activator back when I was at home for some time in the morning time. Back during the PUBG days. And even then,
when
like,
is he still in Cali then?
I think so.
No, I don't think so. I think he had just moved to New York, right?
Well,
because he's
actually,
East Coast, right?
Yeah, Shava actually turned me on to him originally. So he was watching him, and then he brought me on. I'm like, dude, Chris, you got to watch this guy. And
He's great.
Well,
yeah, he's great.
I think my point was like when I tuned into his stream, like I remember seeing his, even back then, like his cameras, his setup was just so clean and so immersive because you could just, I don't know, it just feels like you're there, right, when you're watching him. So like that was hugely inspiration to me for things like channel quality. Do you have like one person where you're just like, holy crap, like your stuff is just so good, like it gives me so many ideas? Is that
it would have to be Activator for that? Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Activator for stuff like that, and his tutorials have been so helpful as well. So like for quality stuff, especially when it comes to tech, Acti is definitely my guy, like for support there. For just stuff in terms of like production, it's Red Seal. So, and between two of them, it's like a really fucking amazing team to have. Like, because they're just both so creative and inspirational in their own productions. But I think Red Seal and I are closer just because we've spent more time together and we have more of like an emotional aspect. I think like we've talked about, the highs and the lows of streaming together, and we both hit pretty low parts, like just mentally, doing this or doing that. And like, just we're our own biggest critics, So Red Seal is definitely that guy for me. And then Activator's like definitely the tech guy. So yeah.
So let's talk about that. Like what is it for you that really just like drains you? Like what is it that you have to watch out for before it burns you out?
I think I haven't felt drained from streaming in a while, but there probably a year and a half or so ago, it just got kind of stagnant. And I think maybe it was like I don't know if it was a reflection of me or not. I think it could have been because like a lot was going on or whatever, and I wasn't putting out like I guess my best me, like not starting stream and being like just ready or like being flustered by tech issues, stuff like that. Like stuff like that can just totally take your stream off the rails from where you wanted it to go. So there for a period of time, I think it could have been that where it was, and it just got so like frustrating at times. It's like I want to put on a good stream, I want to have fun with people. Like I that's what I want more than anything. But like my internet's preventing me from doing that, or like my PC is crashing. I don't know why.
Well, that's because every time there's one thing, there's like 7 things, right? That come up. It's never just one little thing.
Like we've actually gotten to the point now in my streams where more often than not, we start off and we have one little issue. There's always one little issue when I start stream. And so it's like, oh, tech stream guys, woohoo. Like it's a channel meme and now it's funny.
That's so fitting to how our stream started.
Oh yeah, so it totally is.
Yeah, like something like that. Like, why is this scene not working? So like now it's like a meme like that, So when you make it a positive, I think it becomes a lot better. And I didn't know how to do that back then. So
how do you
now I'm fine.
Now what do you do to balance? Like do you try to do anything specifically to make sure that you are like always in the right mindset when you start?
Yes, actually. So I work full time, right, during the day. And so usually if I'm streaming during the week, it has to be at night, right? So I've got like the whole, day has passed, like shit at work happened, the shitty client happened. I have learned that if I take a shower before I start stream, like in between getting home from work and starting stream, and like put on a fresh face, put on fresh clothes, it makes you feel so much better. So like even before this podcast, right now, like I showered before this, I was like, you
Same.
just put on a fresh self, like I think that has helped tremendously. I don't know what it is. It's just like you kind of like
it's the clean undies. That's what it is.
Yeah, no crusty butt.
No crusty butt here.
But yeah, so I think that has helped tremendous, and it's like such a basic little thing, but I think it's helped like tremendously.
Yeah.
It's like you just feel fresh and you're ready to like party and be just fresh and awesome,
Do you mind if I ask you? I don't know if you reveal these kinds of things. Do you mind if I ask what you do for a living? Outside of stream?
So I work at it's 2 companies under the same roof. There's a forensic toxicology laboratory. That's one part of it. So we do a lot of drug testing, and right now we're doing COVID-19 testing and antibody testing.
Wow.
Which is it's been crazy to get that started up, and just with the whole craziness about the pandemic. But it's been fun nonetheless. Project.
Yeah.
And we get to help people. Like that's our main goal, is we want to help people.
Yeah, that's rad.
So the second company is a diagnostics company, which I'm more involved in. Is basically our owner has over 30 patents, U.S. and foreign, on chemistries and reagents that he's made for basically the drug testing and healthcare industry. So we manufacture reagents in-house and then distribute them all over the labs across the world for stuff like hemoglobin, pH. And then we have our whole own set of what we're working on right now is going to help like pain management stuff. So it's really fun.
I mean,
Every day
where
is
you
like
get
a
with
new
that
project.
one.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's every day is a new project and a new something, and it's fun. So
That's awesome.
I love what I do. And then I love to come home and stream about it.
So here's a fun one then. Like how did you get into that? Like how did you fall into that?
So grandfather did, basically. At the time that I started, I guess, getting ready to graduate high school, there was an employee who came down with leukemia. So she had to, go and take time off, unfortunately. And so they needed somebody to fill in, like just somebody to do, office work and answer some phones and stuff. And I was like, I'll do it, sure. And then it became my full-time job.
So you basically you worked there for a little bit while you were going to school.
I've worked there now through college and everything. So I've been there since I was 18. So I've been there 8 years? No, 6 years. Right? Yeah. I'm 24, so 6 years.
All right.
That's rad.
Yeah. So like I said, I have fun with it. Now I'm doing more website stuff and online like e-commerce stuff, trying to get that up and running, which is hard because that's not what I'm like trained for. So I'm having to teach myself how to do all this. And I think that's where it helps to like kind of know about, like coding and stuff a little bit, like not anything, super in depth, but just how to read like a script a little bit and see like, oh, maybe that's what's wrong with this.
Hey, look,
so
I think as we move forward, coding languages are going to become as important as actual languages. People are going to start, just normal people are going to start knowing them, instead of just coders.
If you want practice, go to blogger.com, create a blog.
I thought you were about to say MySpace.
Oh yeah, I forgot about MySpace.
With, like the layouts or whatever what did they used to be called? Like your like how the background would look or whatever. What was that called?
Yeah.
It was a
wall.
Wall. It was a wall. Yeah.
Wall. Okay.
MySpace wall.
If you didn't have a
but like they used to give you this whole like HTML code, post it in there, and it'll just show up. And
I forgot about that.
That's where that all started from. Like I was really good at MySpace. Okay.
God, MySpace. I forgot about MySpace. Yeah, you had to do that in MySpace too. Embed everything.
Who was your automatic friend? Like everybody had the guy who created MySpace.
It's Tom.
Yeah. And actually what's really cool about he never helps, like 0%. But what's really cool as well that I forgot to mention is Red Seal is actually a coder for Match.com. So a lot of the stuff that he does in his channel is like, he does a lot. He has his own custom bot. He codes everything, scripts everything himself. Like, so that's why his production quality is like stellar through the roof, because he can make anything out of nothing. So
That's
it's
cool.
Fantastic. Yeah.
So
just
the guys
popped up in the chat.
He's hanging out.
Red Seal.
He just popped up in the
Sam
chat.
would have been in my top 8. I'm honored. I've been talking a lot about you, Dad.
Yeah, she has. By the way, Red Seal, there's 2 eligible bachelors hanging out on this channel. Unfortunately, I'm taking. Maybe we can get a code to get them a date every once in a while.
I'm good. Thanks, though.
Chris?
I got my dog. That's all the love I need.
Thanks, Jer. Anyway, moving on.
Says the guy who has never been able to pull out in his life.
Oh, come on. I'm just
Oh, do you have like a soccer team too? That's what we tell AK. My friend Slake, he has like 7 kids.
He's on his way.
No, I have 3. And it's literally impossible.
Until next year.
Yeah, whatever.
Well, you guys should like join your kids together and just make a full football team. You're fine.
Yeah.
His next daughter is going to be named Covita.
No, stop.
Yeah. Just like shaking his head. No. Oh man. So I guess we should get to the point where guys, if there's anybody in the chat that wants to ask a question, throw it out there. That way we make sure we can see it.
I am open.
Let's open this up. And while we collect those, let's talk about.
Let's start real quick with Aki. AK84 wanted to know what could Twitch do to help promote smaller streamers. Sam, do you have any ideas on that?
I have a trillion ideas. They need to do something.
Yeah.
And I can see that they have started to try. Like now you can sort by, recommended for you streamers and stuff like this, and putting, recommended streamers on the front page. But I don't think that that's really like, when you guys go to Twitch, do you guys actually go to the homepage, or do you go to like your page or a streamer's page that is live? Like, how do you guys get to Twitch?
Mostly it's directly to a streamer that I know that's live, but a lot of the time when I'm in my own video producer, I'll go back to Twitch and that brings you to the front page. I have found a few people through that, but most of the time it's like you go live and it's straight to Samazing. You know what I mean? Like that's usually the way I do it.
It's almost like they need YouTube's level of algorithmic knowledge, right?
Yeah.
In order to figure that out.
I don't even know with the layout and stuff that they have how exactly to do it, but there's so many just small things that they could do to just make discoverability any type of better. Because right now I think they get about a 0.5 out of 10 for discoverability for smaller streamers, which I get they want to put on the big guys and everything like that, but it's like, what?
It's a shame because there's a lot of smaller communities out there where they're entertaining as hell. Like you go in and either there's something cool that you just haven't seen before. And I mean, Jared was sharing one guy with us. I think we need to talk about. Did we talk about him last episode?
Which one? The guy with the newscast?
Yes.
No.
We didn't talk about him.
Okay, so every time he gets raided, he is a full-on like newsroom that he green screens and then makes up news stories. And it's amazing. Like you watch it and you're going like, holy crap, is this guy doing it off the cuff? Yes, he is. Wow. But it's fun. It's something different. It's something you don't see, And yeah, he's a smaller community, and without us actively looking for people like that, like he wouldn't be on the front page.
Well, and that's the thing. I find most of the time that I enjoy the smaller streams. When you go into a stream that has 16,000 people in it, you're not interacting. You have to pay to interact, basically. You know what I mean? For text to speech, or to even be able to talk. So a lot of the time, those big ones, they have sub chat going on because they have way too many people in there to actually get anything through. And you go into streams with like 100 or less people, even a couple hundred and stuff like that, and it's much more personal. You know what I mean? You're able to get much more personal and have a better time getting to know the streamer if the streamer's small. You know what I mean?
Yeah, those are my favorite streams as well.
Yeah.
Like the people with maybe, 10 to 50 viewers,
Yeah. Yeah.
or even lower than that. I mean, some people have 2 viewers and they're the most interactive, amazing people you'll ever want to meet,
Yeah, 100%. I should have said that because most of the streams I watch are usually below 50.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's also sort of the make or break number for myself either, unless I'm already following them and I know what quality stream and community they have. I mean, I hate to say the hard level is 50, but I would much prefer, like Joey said, be a part of the conversation and influence the stream as well. So I try to look for the smaller stream as well. So like, like 15 to 10, kind of thing to hang out for.
Yeah,
So.
that's a sweet spot. And when you go in, if you're not going straight into the person's stream that you're watching Twitch for, if you're just going into like see someone who's playing a game like Astroneer or something like that, I just want to see this game. I always scroll all the way down to the bottom and see who's got like 0 viewers, 3 viewers, 5 viewers. You know what I mean? Because it's fun. You get to go in there and you get to talk with someone, and you can either learn about the game or you can help them learn about the game. There's good interaction there.
My favorite thing is doing that and watching people liven up, when there hasn't been much activity going on in their chat. Because the minute you start, like, even if you're there for 5 minutes, like you start chatting with them, it's like, boom, there's like a renewed sense of whatever it is, all over their face. And now they're having more fun than they did a few minutes ago. So yeah,
and that's that's the coolest thing I think to see on a streamer is them to like brighten up just because you're there. I think that's the cool thing about live broadcasting is you get to see a genuine, real reaction.
So what about like when you got your first big raid? Like, I mean, outside of
it was my first stream.
What I'm saying is like, okay, like after that stream, right? And everything started to calm down a little bit. And then you got hit again for the first time. Because I remember when when he rated me a couple weeks ago to help me get to affiliate, and he rated me with like 75 people. My heart dropped through my ass. I think that was one of your quotes recently. So
yeah, I say that quite a bit. My heart just fell into my ass. Yeah.
So I mean, how did you react to that? Like, did you start sweating? Did you like, oh shit, I was about to stop and wrap this thing up, and now I got to keep going? And I don't know.
To be quite honest with you, it really doesn't take a big raid for me to get like clammy. Like anybody can pretty much like Panda raids me quite frequently because we just kind of stream at the same times, and I usually end up going longer than he does, so he'll drop me a raid a lot. Like even his community, when somebody like their community comes in spamming like all these colorful, messages, like it's awesome. Don't ever stop spamming. I love it, but it like to me it's like, oh, I gotta welcome all these people. Like in my body, I'm like, okay, like calm down, we're fine. Like, hey everybody, like I'm just so excited to like meet all these people, and like kind of put Panda's stream off in the right way. He's officially ended. Like I'm here to take care of you. Welcome in. Hello.
Yeah.
I think recently, I guess last month, I got rated by Barnacles, who I've watched for quite a while.
It's a good take on the word. I like that.
I think that's how you say it, right? Barnacles?
Yeah, I think so.
That might be how he said. I think it'd be spelled the same way though, Barnacles and Barnacles, right? I don't know. Don't listen to me.
I don't know.
Anyway, Red wanted to know. I know we glazed over this, but Red wanted to know what was your favorite upgrade you've done for your channel? So out of all of them.
I think looking at the clips yesterday really made me thankful for good audio. I don't know how anybody watched me back in the day with the audio that I had. And I was never mindful of people's ears either because I'm loud and sometimes really obnoxious, So, and like back then I didn't have any kind of condenser hooked up or any kind of suppressor or filters and OBS, nothing.
So I was just blowing eardrums.
It's like screaming the whole time. Like, sorry guys, I had no idea that it was that bad.
To the point it just makes a robot noise. It's not even voice anymore.
Yeah, like always peaking. Like no matter what it is, you're always peaking with your mic. So I think my audio upgrades. This mic, the Shure mic, was a huge upgrade. I could hear it. Like I started out with the Blue Yeti. I could hear it in my clips from one to the next, where I upgraded to the 2035 AT 2035 with that Scarlet power box thing. I always called it my power box, so I didn't know what it was actually
the
called.
Interface.
Audio
interface.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
The red power box. So I could hear it like when I swapped to that, and then I could hear it again in the recent clips, like since I got the shirt when I swapped to that, and then I could hear the Go XLR coming in there. Like, it's just audio is a wild beast to try and tame, but I think I got it. So I think that's my favorite part that I've upgraded throughout my Twitch journey.
Well, Wyatt wants to know, what is the most enjoyable and repeatable game you've ever played?
Oh,
not Paladins.
No.
Say Overwatch.
We're done with Paladins. Paladins actually was a fantastic game for a long time, but the devs just kind of let it rot. Which sucks. I would still be playing it today if they showed that they cared.
Yeah, I only played it when it was in beta, so I don't know what ended up
I had 411 hours or so of fun on it.
9,000 hours, Joe, is what she had.
3 years in game.
I'd have to say, I want to say Overwatch so bad, but right now I'm so pissed off at Overwatch that I have no interest in playing it right now. But I know in a couple weeks I will go right back and play it again. It's going to be this ongoing addiction, like that I will always have to Overwatch. And Paladins is the knockoff Overwatch, so I think it's just that style of game that I really, really enjoy. Like team-based, role-based, different characters for different situations kind of games. I love. And Siege was kind of the same way for a long time. Siege is just way more tactical and way more non-forgiving with aim. So yeah, that's why we made Overwatch. No recoil in Overwatch. So yeah, I guess Overwatch would be one. I think a game that I could always go back and play no matter what, even though it's a story game, is Kingdom Hearts. Like, I love that series. That's my favorite series of all time, because I'm a Disney fanatic. Like, that's another thing I geek out about is Disney. So
Square Enix and Disney coming together is like
huge.
Something that's like that. Yeah, it's great.
And I think I will always be able to go back and play like Kingdom Hearts. It's my favorite one in the series, Kingdom Hearts 2. It's my favorite one. I would always go back and play that no matter what. I've been itching to go back and play the third one, but I know that I'm going to get killed by the fucking Frozen boss every 2 seconds. So that's why I'm not.
I still need to play it. I haven't played it yet.
Oh, it's it's good.
Yeah. Brit 666
baby, I love you.
It's a good name. Sam, Sunday Sippies or Fubar Friday?
Sunday Sippies 1,000%. And I say that I love Fubar Fridays, don't get me wrong. It's fun, it's a party. It ruins my Saturday. But I always have fun no matter what I'm doing. Like, it's chill, it's fine. Why I love Storytime Sundays though is a lot of my friends on Twitch are EU, right? So Friday night streams are not EU friendly, because when I go live, it's like 1 a.m. for them. Not many of them are going to be awake. So Storytime Sundays, I get to go live at 11 o'clock in the morning my time, so it's like 5 p.m. for them, so they can catch the stream, and I get to hang out with them and talk to them, and it's awesome, and I love them. And don't get me wrong, of course I love all of my NA people too, but it's really cool to be able to have that day where I get to fully interact with my EU people too. Like, EU friendly is awesome. I love it.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And I get to die a billion times in whatever story game I'm playing and kill all of the characters. So that's fun.
Perfect. It sounds like Chris killing me in State of Decay 2. That's great. So Aki had a question for you. She says, they say, what are some of the upcoming games that you're looking forward to stream?
So I just got done with my first playthrough ever a couple weeks ago of The Last of Us. And I know the second one's coming out in a couple weeks, so I'm really stoked to play that. I think another one coming out, I literally just had it in my brain and now it's gone.
Cyberpunk?
Yes, that's another one too. I've been excited for Cyberpunk, but the whole delaying it back, I understand. I think it's a good thing, but it kind of killed the momentum for me for the hype for that. But I'm still excited nonetheless.
The only good things about this year are video games. You know, this year is going to go down in history as like a shitty year, but the games were good.
Can you believe that we're already halfway through this year?
No, I can't.
Like that, somebody said that today, and I was like,
it just started to gain so much momentum that it is just like flying by because it's just like constantly there's something going on.
Time flies when the year sucks ass.
Well, let's not forget space. Okay, space was a good time too.
Yeah. Always.
And Overwatch 2. I got to put Overwatch 2 in that. Stoked for games.
Heckin' A. Yeah, I'm super stoked for that.
I wonder when they're going to debut that. Like I would assume it'd be around like October, around like BlizzCon time, but you know, Corona and all that. I don't know.
I thought somebody said that they're still like a year or more off on development for it. Like it was probably going to be a 2022 release.
They're a while out, but they haven't said anything about an actual release date. But I do think they will make a point of at least giving us an idea this year around BlizzCon.
Well, remember when they teased Overwatch? It was like 4 years after that it finally released. Yeah. And we had, and there was like the footage of,
it was the cinematic when Widow and Tracer and Winston were all fighting in the museum.
Well, no. Even after, or even was it before that, or I think it was before that. There was actual gameplay footage on. Oh gosh, what's the map where Widow likes to jump up to the very top and peek out? It's a push map.
Kings Row.
Kings Row. There was the footage of Kings Row with Tracer, and I can't remember who else was in it.
Best map of the game, by the way.
But that footage released, like we got it super excited, or Anthony and I got super excited for that thing like 3 years before we actually saw it. So I mean, I really hope it comes out soon. I'm interested.
See, in my head, I thought they debuted it at BlizzCon last year for a BlizzCon this year release. Like it was already like halfway in development, and they weren't like, the fact to me is like they aren't releasing any new characters for Overwatch 1. So they're like all, you know, full.
That was the feeling I got
Overwatch 2.
Yeah, that's why I think it's gonna be.
I hope
there's gonna be an announcement this year. I'm hoping at
they're gonna have like something.
Yeah, I'm hoping at the latest it'll come out next year.
I think my favorite Overwatch cinematic ever was I think it was actually at BlizzCon where like the whole production was going, and then it just everything shuts down, goes black, and then you just see Sombra typing again. And like that, I guess that was like them introducing Sombra as a character, dude. I was like,
and Sombra's original cinematic was great, where she booped the Russian lady
leader. I
love that. I do that to my dog.
Yeah. So I'm such a nerd. I went through the other night, like after I got done from streaming, and I was just like chilling on the couch, just relaxing before bed. And I went through and I watched that stupid. You know where they put the movie together of all the cinematics?
I did that recently too, like within the past 2 weeks. I think Javi did it as well, Warbringer and chat.
I'm totally like going through this. I'm like 48 minutes in, and I'm like, I need to go to bed. Like, what am I doing? I've seen all of these already, and I'm watching them again. Like, yeah.
It's just so good to like get that refresher on there. You're like, oh, I never saw that before, you know?
I don't remember that. When did this happen?
I still didn't go back and play the game though. I'm still pissed off at it, but I'll watch the cinematics.
So I'm going to try. I'm going to science something. I am going to buy another account, a fresh account, and I'm going to science.
Redo the
MMR just to see what happens.
I've done it 4 times. It doesn't help.
It doesn't help.
Well, okay. I intentionally did it. Well, I guess with my main account and then 2 other times, and then found out, I guess, that I had drunkenly bought an Overwatch account for another account that I had and never ever played on it for like a year. And then did it recently again and still play Schooled. So it was,
I want to.
Chris,
maybe I'm just not that good.
Chris emailed me on the way home. He's like, "Dude, Overwatch keys are $15." And I was like, and I just wrote back with like a quad dot. That was it. There was no words, no nothing, just the quad dot.
Well,
honestly, I would do it. I think it's worth it. You know, just
$15
because you got your account how long ago?
Like when
your main account
first started?
Yeah, so like 4+ years or 3+ years, something like that. So your account has gone through the roller coaster of metas and waves and everything. So I think it's worth it at this point, especially right before Overwatch 2. Just get an account and then redo it and just see where you are, you know. And that way you have an alt to play on when you don't really feel like crushing it hardcore.
Exactly.
You can just dick off in your second account, you know.
Exactly.
So. Yeah, Chris, you can be the guinea pig. You do that.
No, I'm going to.
I'm only speaking from experience. So.
I really want to try it. You know, when we started playing Overwatch, it was almost a year after it came out. We started playing on console right when it came out. Played it for maybe 6 to 9 months, and then made the swap. So I swapped at the beginning of season 2, and like I'll be honest, like that was like the first shooter that I've played on PC ever. Well, since I was a kid, anyway. Anyway, my aim was whack back then. You know, like if you look now, if you look at like my accuracy levels when I finish games now, they're like twice as high as my overall average because I spent so many hundreds of hours sucking. So I just want to see what happens. I want to see what the difference is.
He's no Hanzo main though.
I could be.
Maybe. All right.
You can do whatever you want.
You can do it, everyone. So before we go, does anybody else have any more questions for Sam regarding stream tech or advice on starting up? Or
actually, I have 2.
Okay, there you go.
Here we go. So 1, if you, knowing what you know now, you have to give younger Sam one piece of advice. Could be streaming related, could be just life related. What would you go back and tell yourself? Like, is there one piece or like one tidbit or like one thing where you're just like, I wish I had just done this years ago?
For me personally, just about streaming, I would go back and tell myself that, especially through that tech issue period that I've been talking about, I would tell myself every day that I had a bad stream, that just because you have a bad stream, whether it's tech issues or viewership or anything, it does not make you a bad streamer.
Yeah.
Okay. And people are not going to view you as a bad streamer because everybody on this platform knows how shitty tech issues are. And they're going to go through it as well. And they've probably been through it. So they are going to understand. People are not going to judge you and think that, you know, you're a bad streamer and they're never going to come back. If anything, they're more excited to come back when you fix it, you know? And I think I kind of got lost mentally with that quite a bit because it was such like a consecutive period of tech issues. So yeah, I'd go back and tell myself that every stream, like, it does not make you a bad streamer. Just fix it. You're fine. Like,
yeah. I think that's actually a really good piece of advice.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing I can say is like, just because you have a bad stream, even if it's like, if you are hurting yourself on like on your viewer count for that one stream, like just because it's a bad viewership stream does not mean you're a bad streamer at all. You know, people got lives too. Not everybody can be at your stream. It's fine.
Right.
Okay. Like.
Okay. So that brings me to question number 2, because I think, you know, a lot of people out there are, you know, have thought about it or are still considering it. What advice do you have for somebody that's just starting?
I have quite a bit of advice. And like when I think about this question, I think I get lost in,
because there's so much.
Not just for new people, but just everybody in general, I think. But specifically for new people, I'd have to say camera. Do it. I like try, if you are having like some kind of mental stunt with that, just try to get yourself to have a camera, because like we were talking about earlier, when you go into somebody's chat and you see them brighten up, that makes you want to stay there and keep doing it. So when you don't have a camera, people can't see that. They can't make that connection with you. So get a camera. Second thing, don't stop talking. It doesn't matter what's going on. You can be talking about the game. You can pretend like somebody's in the room. I know people, Tim the Tatman actually started out with Kevin. So he had Kevin as his like plushie that he could talk to talk to something, right? So like stuff like that, like don't stop talking. Because when a new person comes in trying to make that connection with you, trying to like hear you talk about something, they're trying to make a connection so that they can talk and chat with you. And they give you maybe about, 10 to 60 seconds of attention there before they're going to be out. So always try to talk. about, you can talk about your strategy in game. That's what Faye is really good at, like I was talking about earlier. Really good at that. Or just talking about the weather today, anything. Like, just don't stop talking.
Yeah.
Because people are trying to make that connection with you. Be consistent on social media. Try to build up a social media fan base, but do not only post on your social media when you're going live.
I'm so bad at that.
That gets old and people will stop following you. I think the biggest advice you can ever say to anybody, though, like out of anything, unless you are going into streaming with a character persona in mind, like Dr. Disrespect or Raj Patel or any of those guys who actually have a production centered around a character, be yourself. Do not try to emulate, this streamer for this. Don't have the mindset of, oh, this guy has a lot of views, so I'm going to talk just like him. I'm going to be just like him. I'm going to have the same thoughts as him. Be unique to yourself, because the more viewership you start to gain and the more people you start connecting with, you're going to lose that sense of that person that you're trying to be. And they're going to feel disconnected from you if they realize that you have stopped trying to be this person, So be unique to yourself. Don't try to fall into, anybody else but you, because you're the coolest person you can be. So yeah. Yeah. I think that's the biggest takeaway from that I can say.
Great advice.
Well, that's great. This has been amazing. Sam, you are a gorgeous person with a gorgeous face, and I really enjoy you. I really do. We all really, really do enjoy you.
I appreciate that so much.
Thank you for coming tonight. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me. It's been so fun, like, just to talk and like hang out with you guys and get to know you guys a little bit better. Like, it's been fun. I would do it again tomorrow.
We should definitely do it again. Yeah,
24 hours with Sam. Coming up.
I don't know about that,
y'all.
but
all right. So let's go ahead and do this the right way. Where can people find you, Sam?
So on Twitch, for right now, you can find me at SAMMAZING _. But the underscore is going away soon, hopefully.
Yay!
Yay! I already have the artwork and everything.
You ready to go?
To go away? Yeah.
Have you talked to Twitch about that at all? Like, how should I talk to them about switching my zeros to O's?
Every time I've tried to talk to Twitch about it, they're just like, we can't help you. It'll filter itself out as it goes. It's like, okay, thanks. Right. And then on Twitter, you can find me at SAMMAZINGG, because Normal's Amazing was taken on there by somebody who hasn't been active in like 8 years. So
assholes.
I know, right?
That's my teammates. And you can always find me like, in these guys' chats or lurking on, Activator or just anywhere.
And you stream on?
I stream on Fubar Friday nights and Storytime Sunday Sippies.
There we go.
In the daytime.
All right. Jer, how about you?
How about what?
Where can people find you?
Oh, where can they find me? They can find me at on Twitter at Romerson714 and same name on Twitch. I got lucky.
All right, Joe.
I can be found on Twitter at Shabadoo Gaming. Those 2 zeros that I was talking about. It's Shabadoo with 2 zeros gaming, nothing in between. Oh, it's not anymore. I switched it on Twitter. It is erase everything I just said. Twitter at JJ Shabadoo, spelled correctly. 2 O's. On Twitch, I am just Shabadoo with 2 zeros at the end instead of O's. Get at me, dog.
All right. And I'm
Get at me.
I'm Shiesty Chris. You can find me at Shiesty Chris anywhere. Joe, you kill me. You kill me.
Sorry.
But, guys,
I think we're
go ahead. Go ahead, Joe.
I was just gonna say, I think we're gonna raid another one of our streaming friends. So if you'd like to wrap up,
yeah. So guys, thank you so much for being with us. Everybody in chat, everybody that's asking questions. We appreciate you guys so much.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Sassholes, who came over too and followed.
Yeah. Thank you all for being here. That's amazing.
Until the next one, guys. Good night, gamers.
Bye.
Good night.